You ever talk about a movie with someone that read the book and they're like, a book was much better? Oh really? What I liked about the movie was no reading. And it only took 2 hours. Hello, my name is Jim. Welcome to my booktube channel about books and reading and stuff. When I did the JTAG, one of the prompts was tell me a bookish joke. And 17 of you also did the JTAG as far as I see. If I've missed anyone, please let me know. I've put together some of the jokes you told me. First, from Joel Swagman. A man walks into a library. Can I get a hamburger and fries, please? The librarian looks in consternation. This is a library. The man thinks. Can I get a hamburger and fries, please? Rowan at We Damage We didn't have a bookish joke. He did have a joke about E.T. and Reese's Pieces, but you'll have to see his video for that. It's too explicit for this video. James Holder, who did all the tags, passed on telling a joke. He said he was terrible at telling jokes. I'm not great myself, but I have a go. Steve Donoghue also passed. He said he knew quite a few Jewish jokes, but in this era of cancel culture, he was fearful of telling them lest he himself be cancelled. Then Jay's Booktubing had this one. I've been reading a book about anti-gravity. I can't put it down. I'll link to the playlist for the JTAG in the description below so you can check out all of these other JTAG videos if you want to see the jokes. I recommend you have a look at Kit's World because Kit is much better at telling jokes than I am. Yesterday, a book fell on my head. I only have my shelf to blame. Is there a word containing all the vowels, including Y? Unquestionably. Why did Shakespeare write with a pen? Because he couldn't decide which pencil to use. To be or not to be? That is the question. A guy walks into the bookstore and asks the clerk, do you have any books about turtles? The clerk replies, hardback? The customer replies, yes, with little heads. That was from Rainier's books. Jordan Parsons didn't have a joke in mind, but he did say that the name of Balzac, the French writer, amused him every time he heard it. Mindy's book journey. Why does a ghost read so many books? Because he goes through them so quickly. Lady Jane books. Practice safe text. Always use a comma so you never skip a period. Nikki from Red Dot Reads. Why did Dracula go to the library? He wanted to sink his teeth into a book. What advice do you get from a librarian? Believe in your shelf. Dane Reads. A chicken goes into a library and goes, book! So the librarian gives him one book. The next day, the chicken goes back into the library, book, book! So the librarian gives him 2 books. Third day, chicken goes again into the library. Book, book, book. The librarian gives him 3 books. Then on the 4th day, the chicken goes into the library, goes book, 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 book. The librarian gives him 4 books. The librarian's curious, so he follows the chicken, sees the chicken, meets up with his frog friend, shows the books to the frog, and the frog goes, read it, read it, read it. A.J. Dunn had more of a bookish pickup line than a joke. I get under the covers and between the sheets with you anytime. Becky, Teacup the Storyteller, claims telling jokes is not her cup of tea. Alice and a Giant Bookshelf. The past, present and future walked into a bar. It was tense. Alan had big hard books on classics. What's what's black and white and red all over? A newspaper. My favourite of the jokes I've seen so far was the one told by Paperback Junky. He used to work in a bar and he's got a great way of telling jokes. I'll leave a link to his video below because I think he does the joke much better than I do. You could even see it before this, so I don't spoil the joke for you, but I'll try. So I was working in this bar and this man comes in with his golden retriever. And I said, "You can't bring your dog in this bar." And he says, "Please, let me bring the dog, he won't hurt anyone." And the movie of the week is playing. And so the man sits down, gets his beer, and the dog sits beside him on the bar stool, and I'm watching the movie, and the guy's watching the movie, and it seems like the dog's watching the movie as well. And when the good guy in the movie comes in, the dog's wagging his tail, like, whoa. And when the bad guy comes in, the dog's barking and growling. I said, wow, this is strange. And at the end, when it's all finished, the dog's really happy, barking, wagging its tail. And I look at the guy, I said, it's like your dog was watching the movie. I've never seen that. He really enjoyed it. And the guy says, "Yeah, I know, it's weird, isn't it? He hated the book." Thank you everyone for your jokes. If you have any more jokes, if you want to leave them in the comments below, that would be great fun. Outside of a dog, a book is man's best friend. Inside of a dog, it's too dark to read. And with that, I'll say goodbye. I'll see you on the next video.